Hello, welcome back to another adventure. The log cabin chronicles continue. And guess what, guys? Today is the day I'm going to get it finished and camp out in it. I've also got a military MRE to try and show you guys. There was an absolute ton of rain this week, so I hope that the roof has been able to withstand it. Is the roof still there? Is the cabin dry? There's only one way to find out. Welcome back. It's looking like it's held up quite well. None of the logs have fallen off and it's dry in here. As you can see, I left some bin bag on top of here just to try and keep it more dry under the fireplace, and it's worked. It's actually completely dry under there. Also, welcome to the 50 new subscribers we got from last weekend's video. Thanks for joining me, and I hope you enjoy this one too. This is exciting. First camp out in the log cabin. The one main job I have to get done today is make a bed here, but it's going to have to be a little bit more stealthy than normal. It would appear that a lot more people are out. There's a group of guys camping just down there in this woodland. We'll just see how this stealth camp goes, eh? The first thing I need to do, as usual, is get some logs. I need a big one down there, a big one up here, and then I'm going to need about 6 or 7 longer ones, and that'll be the bed. Well, it was only a matter of time. Looks like I've been rumbled.
Well, he's going to stay for tonight and disappear tomorrow.
After the tension eased, we talked and found common ground. We all just enjoyed being outdoors.
It is great, and I get it, these get it, you know?
There are too many people who come out here without understanding, leaving litter and not looking after the woodland. It's usually a minority that ruin it for everyone else. We all come out here to enjoy it, not to clean up what shouldn't have been left behind in the first place. We sat and talked about how special this woodland was to us, and the small, almost magical things within it. After a while, we wandered around a bit, before each returning to our own camps. Right then. I guess I've got a bit of an update, guys. This could be the last time at the log cabin. They're going to let me camp here tonight and do what I need to do to be able to camp here tonight. And because I'm not really causing any problems, I've looked after all the bits of the land that I have. I've not left any litter, and I've tidied up after myself every single time. They're being really nice, and they're letting me stay and do this. So we'll see how it goes in the future. I would really love to get this finished because I put so much work into it, but we'll see how it goes. I now need to go and get a few sticks for the bed, and then that's pretty much it. We'll get a fire going, and I'll show you all the military food that I've got for tonight. So in order for me to make this bed, I need some of these big logs, one at the foot, one at the head, and then more logs go on top of it. And it's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. So let's get on with it. There was a fair bit of faffing around at first, trying to get the logs to sit right. So I left it and went to gather some wood for the bed instead. I started by testing some of the nearby hornbeam trees. I'd noticed a few already that were dead or dying and still usable. I was going to need more than one, so I got to work. I sawed off the excess branches, then continued to look for more wood to add to my growing pile. Hornbeam is ideal for this. It's dense, strong, and it lasts. Even when dead, it holds its structure pretty well. Now it was time for the harder part, getting them back to the cabin. I carried as many as I could each trip to try and save time, but also for the challenge. They weren't too heavy, but moving them through the trees made more work than expected. Back and forth I went, 2 trips done, and now it's time for the big one. There's no way I was getting this one on my shoulder, so I locked it in between my arm and my side and started dragging it back. With all the logs back at the cabin, it was time to measure up. I roughly cut one to size, then got sawing the rest so that they'd fit. I cut all the logs a bit too long for some reason, so I'm going to have to shave like this much off every single one. You guys can't see a thing, can you? Let me get a light on and I'll show you the bed. It'd be rude not to test it out straight away, wouldn't it? God, it's not very comfortable. There's some not so comfortable spots, I'll be honest. There's a big sharp bit here. I need to flatten some of these out. I'll use the axe to level it out, and then I'll get my sleep system set up. Oh, Right, I'm going to test it out again. Oh, it's sturdy, I tell you that. It's alright, I think. Big enough. That's for sure. Oh, so you get rid of any sharp bits anywhere. Just a few taps with the axe to clear anything that could puncture the bed, and then finally it was time to unpack. Warm socks, extra jacket, cooking stuff, first aid kit, tarp as a just in case, but I'm not going to use it really. Sleeping pad, sleeping bag, and eggshell. And in here I've got the military MRE food ration pack for 24 hours. The temperature was dropping and I was getting a little bit nippy, so I sorted some firewood and set about getting the fire going using the usual method. Scratching some birch bark, adding a bit of fat wood, and sparking it to life. It didn't take long for the fire to catch, but I split some sticks into smaller pieces just to be safe. I really didn't want to have to start this all over again. Well, that took a little bit more effort than I thought it would to get that going. I think it's just because there's not much oxygen getting into that bit of the fire. So now that that's sorted, let's show you what's in this MRE. Rajma masala, chicken casserole with pasta shells for dinner, chocolate pudding and chocolate sauce. We've got some hot chocolate, banana flavour protein drink, breakfast burrito filling, raspberry toasted muesli with milk and some blueberry jam, strawberry energy drink, coconut biscuit, vanilla biscuit, spicy mini breadsticks, flapjack, and then I've got 6 pieces of gum and also some matches. I think it's about time I dive into something here. First up, vanilla biscuit. Quite nice, actually. Coconut biscuit. There's not much coconut flavour, but this one's a little bit more like a bit of shortbread than a biscuit. Spicy mini breadsticks. Very nice. For dinner, I'm going to go with the chicken casserole with pasta shells to begin with. I'm going to put some water in the pan, boil it, take it out, put the food in, and heat it up a bit more again. And then we'll have a little taste. While I'm just waiting for my food to finish off, I'm going to try a couple of these drinks. I've got a banana protein and a strawberry fruit drink. I'm going to try a bit of the protein drink first. That's not great. Oh no. Oh, it's really bitty and quite thick. I might have needed to put a bit more water in that one, but... I'll save some of that for later on, I think. Now we've got some strawberry drink. Oh yes, that's delicious. I think my food's about ready now. First up is the chicken casserole with pasta shells. It's steaming. Cheers. It doesn't taste like chicken, but it is really nice. There's loads of lentils and stuff in it as well. So this is a 300 gram meal, and per 100 grams, it's got 131 calories in it. 8.9 grams of protein and 17 grams of carbohydrate. Very nice. Last spoonful. All done. I'm absolutely stuffed. I don't think I needed to bring that second one. I'm gonna tuck into the chocolate pudding in chocolate sauce. Feels like big chunky pieces of fudge brownie. There's 500 calories in this. Completely unnecessary because I've not done much hard work today. But we're gonna give it a go anyway. I don't really know what to make of the whole thing today. I think I've been lucky enough to get this far with it all. I know this is a good enough shelter as it is, but I really wanted to make it a full cabin. Getting a roof on that side, doing a proper chimney, and it'd be such a shame to tear it down. We'll see how that goes. This has been 2 months, almost, to get to this point. A lot of hard work's gone into this. I know I'm not meant to be doing it, but I always think it's a little bit bizarre that wild camping in England is illegal. I feel like it'd be so much better if people were just educated more about it, which hopefully By watching these videos, you guys can learn some stuff too. You know, just normal common sense things. Different ways you can tidy up a fire scar as well, that's always good. And just to generally make it look like you've not camped somewhere before. Obviously this is a little bit different. This is quite an obvious thing. I'm trying to build it so that it's not obvious to see. Covering the roof in dirt means you won't be able to see it from any side apart from the front. And the front I can camouflage as well. I think that's about enough waffling on. Let's see what this chocolate dessert's all about. Have a go at that. It's like a little chocolate pudding. I'm not so sure about these. The chocolate sauce is lovely, but the actual cake itself is a little bit weird. It's quite a dense texture. I'm not sure I really want any more of these. That's what it looks like on the inside. It's just a really dense cake. The good thing is it obviously packs really small and it's high in calories. If I'd done a lot more work and I was a bit hungrier, I'm pretty sure I would have finished these already. With a full belly, it was time to sit back and relax by the fire. The pine was cracking, the flames dancing, and the heat slowly curing the clay I'd laid. It was nice to just sit and watch it burn. I'd also used some bark I found earlier to close in this gap. There's meant to be a little bit of rain in a couple of hours. I think I'll be alright under here. I've also put a lot of my stuff against these walls just so that it doesn't puncture my mat. It should be okay, but I'll put it there just in case. I think I'm going to be in for a warm night. Those rocks are keeping me nice and warm, and it's about 10 degrees just now. Hopefully a very nice comfortable sleep. See you guys in the morning. I woke to a bird laughing at me, over and over and over. Apparently this is a green woodpecker, and the laughing sound is called a yaffle. I slept quite well. I woke up a few times, but I was quite comfy. The shelter sheltered. It was good. All the birds, the deer and everything seemed to be awake, but I think I'm gonna have 5 more minutes. There's some blue sky on its way. Not too sure what the plan is today, but let me show you what I did last night before going to bed. I got some ferns to cover it so that from a distance it doesn't look like it's as much of a shelter. I noticed yesterday that with the dirt that I'd put on, it looked like it stood out quite a lot. I also got some bark for the top so that if any rainwater was going to come down, it would go to this side rather than this side, just while the roof hadn't been quite finished yet. I think it's time to try this MRE breakfast. Raspberry toasted muesli with milk, and I'm going to add some jam to it as well. And I'm going to have some coconut biscuit, and I'm going to have an apricot flapjack, and that's it. That's all I'm having. I don't need to have any more. 100 grams, 360 calories. So because this has got dried milk in it, all I need to do is add some water, and it's good to go. I've had this before, and it's actually really nice. It's just your normal oats, raisins, and some other dried fruits. Also looks like there's some pumpkin seeds in there as well. That is actually really nice. Right, let's get some jam on it. Cheers. That makes it quite delicious. The other handy thing, it comes in this big bag, so once you're done with your rubbish, stick it back in. But if you're going out wild camping, don't leave your rubbish. If you can carry it out when it's full, it's even easier when it's empty. I quickly polished off the last of the biscuits, then I realised I hadn't done quite the best camouflage job last night, so it was time to fix that. Before leaving this morning, I had 2 jobs to tackle. First, blending the cabin into the background, and second, building up the fireplace. I used bracken for the camouflage, but you have to be careful. This type of fern can be surprisingly sharp when it's dead. I found that out the hard way. I had quite a few cuts on my hands just pulling them out of the ground. I brought over some extra ferns to close the gap on this side, then covered them with dirt to stop the wind getting in and light escaping at night. With that done, it was time to turn my attention to the fireplace. I need to make a chimney so the smoke doesn't keep staying in like it has been. Now that I've taken some of the bit of the roof off and I've had a couple of fires, what I can see here is that the chimney clearly wants to go up this way. That's where the smoke has been going. I wanted it to come up this way, go through a hole here, then up here and have a chimney coming out the side. So I'm thinking I might just have to have a chimney coming out the back. I'll put rocks on top of that, dome it over, and then go up and out that way. And then cover it all in clay so that nothing comes up this way and it all wants to go out that way. Also, that's going to make it easier to do this side of the roof because I won't have as much of the roof going over where the chimney is if the chimney's back there. It's all starting to make sense. Sort of, but not really. Here we are, back to putting a giant puzzle together with some seriously misshapen pieces. I'm pretty much winging it at this point, as I have with most of this project, to be fair. I kept building with fragments of granite, and slowly it started to come together nicely. Well, there you have it. I've run out of rocks. I filled in the old chimney and started covering the rocks with clay. I used the soil from inside the cabin because it's about 1.5 meters down. Here, the ground turns to a dense subsoil, more like clay and less organic matter. Its fine particles packed tightly, making it stronger, more stable and better at handling heat, perfect for sealing and protecting the fireplace. I've done a lot of that fireplace. That was a bit of hard work, but using a couple of sticks, a couple of stones and a little bit of mud, we managed to get there, I think. Be interesting to try that out next time, if there is a next time. Let's pack your stuff up quickly and we'll go and have a little chat with the lads down there. What a class little shelter. Let's hope this isn't the last time we're here. Time to go. I didn't want all my hard work to go to waste, but I was happy to accept the fate of this half cabin, half hobbit hole. I'd had the best time making it and learned loads. I'd also really enjoyed every bit of the hard graft that came with it. I said my goodbyes and headed down, taking in as much of this wonderful woodland as I could, from the tiny mosses to the badger holes, trying just for a moment to slow down time a little. Oh, right. Well, what can I say? I went and met up with the other lads that were camping, had a good chat with them. Really nice to meet them, really nice lads, and they've been kind enough to let me not dismantle it, as long as I'm very careful with everything that I'm doing, which I will be. That's all for this one, folks. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, please subscribe. It really helps this new channel out. And as always, get out there, keep exploring and enjoying the wild. I'll see you guys in the next one. Oh, shiitake mushrooms.